Man, Fartcoin, man, started to go.
Yeah, I noticed that boomed.
Yeah.
They should be able to hear you again, Pedro. I'm looking at all the meters, and
okay.
I think when I refreshed my page, it boinked it.
Ah. Okay. Okay, there we go. All righty then. You guys should be able to hear me. There it is. All right. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate that. Guys, even do us a quick favor real quick, Mikey. If you could go out and share the Rumble feed, that would help us out so much. You guys, when you guys do that, and listen, go into your incognito and click that link when you share it, because that tells the algorithm there's something interesting going on with these knuckleheads. And we need to send more people to them. So when you do that, that does help us out. So just throwing that out there. You don't got to do it, but it would sure help us out immensely. Immensely. All right. So let's check out. Where did you guys hear me at all, or did you guys hear some of the stuff? I just need to know, like, because do I need to start over again, or, you know? I'm just going to start over and then we'll move forward. So it'll be fun. Okay. Let's check this out here real quick for BTC. Basically what I said was I'm expecting them to push this thing up. We consolidated for a couple weeks, or not a couple weeks, but for about a week here during crypto week here. So because of it, I'm expecting us to basically kind of come down this week. I'm expecting us to be up. I'm expecting a 130 Bitcoin. So with that said, it would probably need to come down, get some liquidity here, get some buyers, bring in some sellers, and that's what they're going to do. We're going to come back down, hit this liquidity pool right here. Again, we'll have another liquidity pool right there, and a nice little 20 period moving average right there. So when you look at that weekly chart, it would basically come down to about this area here, put in a decent wick right up in this area here, and then see it push up. Again, I'm expecting us to, by the end of the month, get to about 130 here. That's around the highs of it up in here, and then again, see a pullback and a push up. All right, so that would be a big deal, because people will be like, Bitcoin is pumping, and the institutions are like, my goodness, we just made 50%, and crypto people are like, we only made 50%.
Losers.
I know, right? All
Well,
right,
on that note, Pedro, it is funny though. I should say, because I play mostly the perpetuals.
Yes.
It's obviously it's slightly different than the futures contracts, but still the essence is the same. You're utilizing a smaller amount of money for a larger contract. If you like in the perpetual contracts, I can put up $50 and use 100 times, or just let's keep it simple, 10 times leverage, and I get $500 worth of equivalent trading power. And when you turn that $50 into $100, you get 100% gain on your money. It's not your whole portfolio or 200%. Yeah. It's not your whole portfolio that gains. It's just what you put into that trade. And so when I'll have a discussion with my parents or other people, I'll say, yeah, I made 100% on that. And they're like, we made 5% on this. And I'm like, well, you have to be equal, because your account, you measured over the whole year for all of your money and you made 5 or 6%. I'm just talking about one little trade. And, hopefully over the entire year, I get 100 times. I doubled my account.
But so it's a couple times now.
Yeah. Yes. It's important. It's important to note the differences when people talk about overall gains in an account over a year versus your gains in a trade. But still, people that trade the stock market, they'll buy 100 shares at $101 and sell them at $103, and they'll be like, "Whoa, I made a huge gain, made $3, or $2."
Yep.
And times 100 shares, so they made $200. And it's similar, but the power of the futures market and the danger of the futures market too. Don't get me wrong. It makes for you're comparing apples and oranges, and so when describing it to people, I like to try and make them understand the differences in the two. This Pedro. I just got to say, my brother-in-law has been coming here at this air show since he was 7 years old. He's 50 now, and it's the most unbelievable thing that I've ever seen in my life. It's so big. It's like, imagine going to, a massive airport with runways that can land 747s, and the entire ground is exhibitors and planes, and it's unbelievable. Anyway, I'm gonna beg off for a minute and let you keep going, and I'll check back in a few minutes.
I think when I think about, I remember the first time I ever went to an air show, man, and when you felt when they cross right over you, right, and you feel it in your chest. I mean, I don't mean like you feel it on top. No, you feel it. You feel your chest cavity shake. Like it is like, and it's like the first time you're ever in a car and it does a spin out, and it's just like, and you're just like, oh, let's go. So, well, interesting. Can you guys hear me? I lost you, Tom.
I'm here. I got you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I maybe next year I should come up or come over to the air show if you guys do it. I'd love to experience that, man. You let me know. It'll be fun. It will be a lot of fun. All right, so I don't know where you guys where I got lost. So we went over BTC. Like I said, I expected to come down first, hit these supply areas, and then to push back up. And so we went up kind of first thing here on Monday, and we're kind of just going sideways here. So like I said, I do think we're going to come down to these lower areas for BTC. The other part as well as here, let's check out the news for this week. So on Tuesday, we got the Fed chair coming in, and basically, I don't think much is going to happen. He's going to talk about whether he's going to lower the rates or increase the rates. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But what's more important is watching what the banks are doing in regards to the actual interest rates, and they're buying. They are buying yield, which means that they might be expecting Jerome Powell to drop the interest rates, because if they can buy interest rates at high and then it drops, right? Guess what? They've got a asset that is above inflation, and they'll be really, really happy. So it's really interesting to see what's actually happening here. And a lot of this is happening on the smaller time frame yields. So it's really interesting to see what's actually happening. We're going to be going over the 30-year and the 20-year and see how the 10-year is correlated with that, and see we might be setting up for a bit of a bull steepener here. So we're going to find out what actually happens. We'll be looking at the charts there and seeing what correlates there on Technical Tuesday, and see how and we've been talking about that, right? How the institutions are playing these short-term plays over the past few weeks. So Jerome Powell is going to be speaking tomorrow in relationship to what we're seeing here, and we'll be talking about that here. So it'll be a lot of fun. And additionally to that, on Wednesday, we actually have existing home sales as well as crude oil. Now, crude oil is a weekly thing. We all know that, but really interesting to see what's been happening with crude oil and what I've been expecting to see. So that is one of those things that, oh no, don't go away, please. Can you guys see me? Hello? Hello. Oh, please don't. Okay.
All should be good, Pedro.
Okay, I just see it on my end that my thing is kind of freezing up here, so I just didn't know if. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, you should.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sorry. So one of the things here is if we see crude oil really start to see a big sell-off into the lower areas that what I've been talking about, that 55 area, it's actually going to be like a nice little boost potentially into the economy. Whereas we see interest rates drop potentially. Again, we don't know, but I think the banks are definitely leaning towards thinking that Jerome's going to drop the rates. And then if we see a drop as well into crude oil as it gets back down to that, lower 60s, potentially high 50, 59, 58. This could be a little bump in the economy. You know what I'm saying? A little kind of push. And if it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. So we're going to be monitoring that. We'll circle back to that on this week multiple times just to see what's actually happening there. Then on Thursday, we actually have a few. I've got to sneeze again. Excuse me. And it goes away. Never mind. I'm sorry about that. We got Thursday. We got initial jobless claims. Again, we've also been talking about how a lot of those jobs that have actually been created have been kind of more government jobs and not private sector jobs. And so we're going to be paying attention to that initial jobless claim, see what's actually happening there, and we'll dive deep into that and see what's actually going in regards to the numbers. We'll go see what jobs have been lost, and then, and more importantly, we'll also be seeing what sectors that they're actually happening. Fingers crossed that we might see some government jobs released and let go, but I think that might be me over wishing. All right. So in addition to that, we also have new home sales. We've also been monitoring the new home sales as well, right? You see me go on the U.S. debt. You see me take a snapshot picture of what's actually happening with the new home sales, and are they moving up? Are they moving down? And so we'll be able to check that out here. Where is this? Yeah, Forex Factory. Please. I do not know why. I do not know what is taking my system's resources, but it is. And I am actually really frustrated.
Hey, Joe, did Forex, was there any FOMC stuff of importance this week?
Yeah, Jerome Powell's going to be speaking tomorrow. And it's not a FOMC meeting, but I think because one thing I do love about the way he runs things, and I think it's really cool, is that he really does his best to kind of prep the market for things, right? He's very well spoken. He knows how to communicate in a way that is efficient. And so for me, when I look at that, I'm like, he's not going to try to spook the market. And so I'm kind of excited. Hopefully we will see good things, like fingers crossed, that he'll come out and say, yeah, look, this is what we have. This is what's going on. And we'll find out. You can see here, where does it go? Here we go. On Forex Factory, Powell speaks. Give me 1 second. No, Thursday. Come on, Thursday. Give me Thursday. There we go. Alrighty. You can see here, where is it at? Yeah, PMI. PMI is going to be a big deal. But that's for Great Britain, US. There we are. Boom, manufacturing. Why is this? There you are. I'm expecting, they're expecting manufacturing to go up, as you can see, for forecast. Actually, excuse me, go down. Oh, I misunderstood that. Ooh, I want it to go down. Okay. PMI. Again, PMI happens on Friday at 9:45. So that's one of the things we're going to be paying attention to as well. Alrighty. And then we can check out the 25th. Not much on Friday here. As you can see as well, when we look at it, durable goods, again, like that's been a bit lackluster, but we'll see what happens there. Alrighty, so that's the week ahead. We're going to be going over some of that stuff, especially on Technical Tuesday, how to play a lot of these plays here, and it will be fun, had by all. Alrighty. Okay, so let's jump here real quick, because I thought was really interesting is over the weekend, while Tom is at the air show, I want to go and kind of give you guys some news stuff here. Give me 1 second. Oh, you there, bud?
Yeah, I was just saying, Jim, inside checking out some booths right now. Just like I said, the coolest stuff ever. But I'm keeping my eye out for some jet share tokenization thing that I remember reading about. So I got to keep an eye out for that. All sorts of good stuff here. Not a lot related to crypto, but definitely a lot related to finance. I mean, some expensive shit. I mean, walks by the Gulfstream and their newest airplane's $90 million.
That's it.
You know, I'll take, and that's not even outfitted. That's just you get it empty on the inside. Then you got to take it and get it configured. Anyway, I'm going to mute here for a little bit.
It's all good. All right, so let's check out what happened over this weekend in regards to some of the news here. As we move forward, boom. Again, I'm pulling my news from Watcher Guru. Sometimes it's a hit and a miss, but the majority of the time they're pretty on point. So one thing, Barstool founder Dave Portnoy admits he sold XRP 2 weeks ago. He's shooting himself on the foot right now. Today, XRP is up 18% and reached all-time highs, and that was on the 17th. That was on Friday. So let's check out. Wait, is that correct? Excuse me. 18th was the 18th was. Come on, you. All right, there we go. Boom, 18th. Let's go to the 19th here. We're going to read some of the headlines over here in relationship to the market. Give me 1 second. So this is why I have Tom with me, because while I'm actually pretty good at trading, and I can BS with the best of them, but he's really good at BSing with me, and I BS with him, and we're really a good pair. And when I ran my own show, which I loved and I enjoyed doing it, I would watch and I'm like, I am not that entertaining. Like, I'm great on the market, I'm great in all this stuff, but I wouldn't say, like, it's like I have a yin and Tom is definitely that yang. And so it's like this good.
That's true. That's true, Pedro.
This is it's like I'm the soy and he's the sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's how it goes. I'm the salt, he's the sweet. There you go. All right, so let's jump in here real quick. Hey, if you find something, bro, just interrupt. You know me, dude. I'm all.
Yeah, no, I just lost my son. Even though he's the tallest person in the room, I can't find him.
Bro, how is that? He's like 6. What is like 6'3"? I was like
6'6".
Bro, what happened? Like, what happened to you? He's like, you got the tall genes, bro. You're like short.
Yeah, on his mother's side, he's got some tall Norwegians in them somewhere down the line.
He's got Viking blood. There you go. There you go. Yes. I thought about dyeing my hair blonde, like bleach blonde, and say that I'm a Viking, but short. I'm a Mexican Viking. Anyways, all right. So let's check out some of these news stuff because I thought it was really interesting. The Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says every future 500 company will adopt crypto stablecoins, which I totally agree with them because they've got to transfer money. And when you transfer money, it costs you like 3 to 4%. And when you're transferring billions of dollars, we're talking hundreds of millions of dollars that they take out, right? So I definitely see every major 500 Fortune company in the world, it doesn't even matter. I mean, I think anybody will do it because you can save so much money having to avoid that 3 to 4%. And it's pretty crazy. So we'll see what happens there. But ultimately, I agree with him. Also, I don't know if everybody's been following the memes in regards to the CEO in for what was it? I always mess up. Astronomer, CEO, astronomer. There you go, astronomer.
Anyway. Astronomer.com.
Is that the name?
The memes have been the best from that, Pedro.
Oh,
yeah, astronomer.com.
There you go. Yeah, dude, I feel so bad. Listen, I don't condone, anybody, but dude, the internet did not let that go at all. Like it was like, you know, they did not. It just
epic.
Say again.
The best was Philadelphia Phillies. The best was the Philadelphia Phillies. Their mascot. They got two mascots.
You're breaking
they were canoodling from the.
Hello? Can you hear me? Dang it. We lost Tom. We lost Tom. What is it? Hello, Tom to ground control. No, that's the wrong one. Hello, Houston. Tom to ground control. No, that's wrong. I just playing. Just playing.
Sorry, I'm in a big metal building. My signal's crap.
Nah, you good, bro. What's up? You were saying something epic. Well, while Tom is getting his stuff there, we are gonna come. We're gonna swing back to astronomer. Why is that so hard for me to say? Astronomer. That's always been one of the words that I've struggled with saying. Even as a child, I remember just being like astronomer. Like in your head, you're trying to say it correctly. Like even as an adult, like I'm almost 50, right? I'm 45, about to be 46 in a couple months, and I'm still struggling with the word astronomer. Ooh, look at that right there! Boom. What's up, people? Flossing. Anyways, but I just felt bad because they just, man. Again, I don't condone what he did, but it just feels bad because how many people do cheat on their wife or whatever, and they don't get blown all over the internet and just get murdered. She wrote. Anyways, so, hey, I say it's better just to, if you don't want to be with her, just say, babe, I love you, but I don't want to be with you, right? And then leave. You know, it's cheaper to like, just to bounce, you know, because then you don't got to lose the, you know, what's the word I want to use? You know, all you got is credit for your name. That's all you got is your name, and that's it. You know, don't matter much of money. All you got in life, when you stand before God, he looks at you and he goes, let's check out your character, bud. Right? So that's what I try to tell my foster kids who are out there. I respect them. I love them, but all they got is their name. That's it. God gave you your name, and that's it. I guess your balls, your name, and that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it you got. Anyways, actually, some people don't even got them, right? So, hey, all you got is your name, your character. All right, next, Watch a Guru. 10,000 invested 10 years ago today. I thought this was really interesting. BTC would be worth 4,200,000. Microsoft would be 100,000. NVIDIA would be 3,500, or excuse me, 3,500,000. Google would be 53 mil. Apple would be 64 mil, and Tesla would be 175. Excuse me, am I saying mil? That's not correct. 53,400. And then Apple would be 64,000, and then Tesla would be 175,000. So it's pretty cool that Bitcoin definitely kicked people's faces in relationship to 10 years ago. Now, what's interesting is I'm trying to think when we consider Bitcoin and we look at it like when it first started, right? When like the first, I don't think this one even goes that far, right? Is this 2009? Yeah, it doesn't even. Like you had 2009, right, where it launched, and then you would have had the push up. So like looking at that now, when you consider 10 years ago, which would have been 2014, we're talking like that's here, right? Or that's in this level right here. Come on. Here we are. So this is 2014 in this level. That's this here. So it was, I believe, the first real rally, because 2009, 2010, 11, 12. came back down 13, 14. So yeah, so it had the rally here, I believe. Yeah, I think so. I could be wrong. So 130, and then it got up to 1,000, and then it sold off. So I'm just curious, like if you could go to 3 years back from here, I'm the people who foresaw BTC at $200 and $100, man, is one of those things that it's like, and my friend,
It's crazy.
yeah, and a lot of them were kids. A lot of them were kids. They understood it. They were in the blockchain. They got it. So it's like one of those things. You're like, if you would have just listened to your kid, some of the stuff your kid says, you're like, I don't know. But then some of the other stuff your kid says, you're like, yeah, I need to listen to that. It's like God tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, pay attention. So shout out to those kids that were there. Fed Chair Jerome Powell is not denying reports that he is considering resigning. Federal Housing Director Plout says. Plout. I always mess that up. Anyways, Elon Musk says he is resisting AI, or he's resisted AI for so long, living in denial. Emma says he resisted AI for too long, living in denial. All right, now it's game on. That's what I wanted to say right there. And I thought that was really interesting. I was like, wait, that doesn't, because I saw the now game on. So what was interesting about Elon is that we all know, like, he doesn't have a game, or he doesn't have a plan B. That's it or not. Like, that's one thing about him. Like, he puts all of his efforts into those things that he's going after, and he just makes it happen. And I thought when I saw him post, like, it's on, now it's on, it's almost vindictive against Sam Altman. I really think this whole entire thing is based off of Sam Altman literally pissing him off. And he's just like, MFer, it's game on, bro. He's like, all right. Like, remember how he wanted to fight Zuckerberg? I almost think, oh, what's up, Thomas? How you doing? There you are. Look at that pretty smile.
It's so interesting, Pedro. I'm at a charging station right now to get a little bit of boost on my battery. Nice. But that whole interaction between Musk and Sam is something else, because people forget that Elon was one of the founding members of OpenAI.
Yes.
And it was part of the nonprofit group that started the whole thing, and technically owns the intellectual property for it.
Yes.
And he got in a lot of internal dissent over the direction Sam was taking the company, of which I couldn't possibly either comprehend it all or even explain it. But it was a very, very public dust up, and some of the emails got released between them. And I recently read Elon's biography, and it's a pattern that he always, when he doesn't get his way.
Oh shoot, we just lost Tom. Hello.
To go. Sorry if I'm annoying you here with my.
No. Sorry. We just lost you. You need to go back.
No. I say. Check 1 2 1 2.
No, you're good. Everything was cool. No, you're good. But I was just saying, go back to what you were just saying about Elon Musk.
No, I was saying he believes it's right, and he's calculated it. He's done the logic in his head. He takes the argument down to the basic fundamental aspect of it. What is the problem here?
Yep.
And then once he solves that, what's the problem? We can't get to Mars. Okay, well, I can solve that. Well, it creates myriad of other problems, like, I got to build a rocket. Oh, I have to learn how to live in space. But that's how he looks at it. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to create AI. All right, this is the road we need to go to do it, and it creates all these other subset problems. And when he sees people veering away from that, he's like, he just doesn't understand it. He's like, why would you not go this route? This is the obvious logical way to do it. And because he's a workaholic, whatever he or whatever,
And
it's
he's on the spectrum.
it's different for him.
So for him,
and it makes a lot of people that don't understand that. Right. A lot of people don't understand that, you know, I've worked for people like, not as much as like him, but I worked for someone that was go, 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 go. And it just pissed off everybody around him. And like, nobody could deal with him because he was just like, he's like, oh, I need you to do this. Okay. And then you start to do it and all of a sudden he's doing it and you're not doing it well enough. And you're like, well, I just started, you know? And, but when you create products that I wasn't creating products that anyone wanted. It was, you know, but when you create products everyone wants, you know, worldwide internet, you know, electric cars and the future of transportation, future of internet connectivity and communications in general, everybody wants those. And so there's so many vested interest in that. Yeah. Curing blindness. Oh, I want to cure blindness. What's the basic problem? Can't see. All right. Well, figured that out.
Oh yeah.
And so he just goes and goes and goes.
Mental illness? Oh yeah, we'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Right. I got a call coming in, Pedro. I got to beg off right now.
All right.
I'll be back.
It's all right. So Tom is handling that. I'm a little jealous. He's over there doing the stuff. We got 4 people watching us. Man, I don't understand why we've been kind of dying here. But oh great. It looks like we're dying. All right. We'll get back to Elon Musk here in just a second. But basically, this will become normal in the future is what he says. And if you look at it, it's actually, there's a little porn music there in the late 90s. Anyways, so you can see, actually you cannot see this, but there's a video of Optimus actually pouring popcorn for people. And it was, it kind of went viral there. So it was actually really interesting to see what actually happened there. When we look at on Sunday, you can see that ETH did start to pump again. And that was the other thing we're going to look at here real quick. We've been talking about ETH getting going again, right? And finding its wings here. And this is exactly what we saw. Back here, when we couldn't get it below that 100-day period moving average sitting right here, we started finding support right here. And I said, if this thing stays above here, then it's going to find it. So when it got to that 2,500, I said, this thing's going. There's no way it's not going to go down. We started seeing a decent amount of them. It was really this day right here, watching us get above and then come back down and finding support. And then just seeing the low volume, I said, yeah, from 2,500 on up, we should see this thing get up to all time. I said, we had this little area here. We had one small area. I said, we should get through because we had traded through it. And then we had this one, but I said, I don't think this one's going to hold as much. It might act as resistance, but that 4,700, this is where I think we're going to see some resistance come in. And so I just want to make sure we're prepared for it. But here's the thing. If this thing really starts to get up and go, I'm expecting to see ETH really get back up to that 4,800. And if ETH really starts to ascend, we see it, like I said, my prediction on ETH is literally a $13,000 to $15,000 mark at its highs of this bull run. Now, obviously, we're going to see a pullback, but the biggest thing to be paying attention to is watching the volume come in. Right? We've been watching that volume come in over the last couple of weeks, and we've been seeing that as it's really establishing a floor here. I think if we do see it come back down, we've got a couple areas here, but I think we could see it come back down, go up, peak, and then pull back to maybe like a 3,000 area and then potentially see it. But if that doesn't happen, right, and we don't see a pullback, I'm expecting this to get up. I'm expecting this to catch some wings, and we should be able to see it get to that 7,000 and then that 9,000 and potentially even higher. So looking forward to seeing ETH really, really start to pick up and get up and go. So fingers crossed as we move. BNB, which I thought was really interesting. It is like over the weekend, that's another one we saw get up and go. It's about to hit the all-time high all over again. The all-time high was that 795. And again, we're seeing good volume in many of these altcoins. And so that right there, seeing the volume come in and they continue as it's moving forward is exciting. I'm like, let's go. And then it's also causing, because many of these micro coins that are in BNB, that are on ETH, that are on many of like even XRP, I think they have another one that's running. A lot of these like coins that are on the micro coins, or on the micro coins that are on many of these blockchains, they are going to start sending, because again, when the great way of putting it is, as the tide comes in, it raises all boats. And so when you have already a strong community, which is what we've been talking about over the last 3 weeks, three to 4 weeks, I said, I'm ready for this bull market to get up and go on the alt season. And so I said, we need to pay attention to a lot of these smaller coins, because you're going to see not just, 100%, 200%, 300%, but I'm saying like 20, 30, 40x. And so we're going to go over that also this week. Again, do another recap of what's happening with those. And again, we picked the ones that had good communities, strong communities. And additionally to that, we also picked those ones that were like a good amount, right? Like they were at, 10, 20 million, some were at 1 million, or excuse me, some of them were at like 100 million. And then some were ranging like that 200, 300 mil. But many of these, I'm expecting to see a 500 billion, $5 billion, $5 billion, 500 billion. That'd be crazy.
I was like 500 billion. I was like, wow.
No, I'm at like a 5 billion to 10 billion, some of these ones. So I'm excited about it. Just simply because I'm excited to see what they're going to create, how they're going to create new devices, whatever they're going to do. We're literally on the forefront of technology and what's actually happening here. So I'm excited about that. So we're going to definitely, over this week, really be paying attention to those situations. Why can't I know? Why is my... Yeah, that's not working. Okay. Here we go. So you can see here that we're playing with the highs here at for BNB. And again, because we're seeing a lot of volume, I'm expecting this to go up. So if you're trading some of the micro coins, right? You can potentially take good profit on a lot of the on the future side of it. So, you can go over there. If you're an American and you can't do it because the government stopped us. But if you're outside the America, then you can trade these and take part in many of the future contracts for those micro coins. Let's go ahead and remove this here real quick. Delete. All right, next one here. Let's go into XRP. I thought XRP was really good this weekend. It really peaked above, hit that 360 or the $3.66 mark here. I'm expecting, again, like I keep talking about this, a $9 hit when it comes to the XRP nation. I am not for XRP, but look, I love it when people win. I love when people win. I love it to see it. Now, yes, they are the devil incarnate, I think, but maybe I'm wrong. But I think so. I mean, with the whole entire CBD stuff, I can't get behind it. I can't. But hey, there's a lot of my friends that do own XRP. So XRP, I'm expecting this thing. Look at this thing, right? All-time highs. Saw a good amount of sellers right here, right on this day. Look at the amount of sellers coming in. Yet it held its position. So I'm like, alrighty then, okay. Don't get in its way. It's about to be business time as usual here. You can see these guys. But again, when you go into the smaller time frames, you did see some big sells, as you can see right up in here. So people are definitely taking profits at these highs, but it's getting eaten up. It is getting eaten up. Those buyers here are eaters. They handle business here, man. Look at that. They take this. They took on the sellers and said, yeah, we're gonna gobble that up. So that's exactly what they did. Here we go. Next, TRX. TRX was actually kind of a bit of a. I thought this was going to definitely catch this weekend, and it didn't. I honestly wanted to capture the futures here. I thought we were going to see it really pick up because it finally kind of got above this area here. I didn't expect this supply area here that was going to hold it back, but it did. I was like, why you hold us back? Give me 1 second.
Hey, Pedro, you need a 747?
I do. Let me see it.
Got one right here for you. This one's owned by Pratt & Whitney Engines, and it's their test 747 in which they, every time they build a new engine, they actually mount it up on the roof of this thing and go fly around and test their new engines. Yeah. It's a 747 SP. It's a little shorter than a regular one. And it's got a massive tail on it. It's so interesting.
That's what she said. Oh, Yahtzee. Sorry about that, people. You know me. I'm just a crack. I like that. Many of you guys who watch us on a daily basis. I think the art of that's what she said jokes kind of. This
might be one of the planes that used to ferry the presidents around before they invented jets.
Nice.
Yes, I've definitely. I sat in a decommissioned one, obviously.
Well, it's pretty cool. What's
How about a U-2 spy plane?
Dude, that is so. Dude, that thing is so dope. Look at the size. I didn't realize it was that big. Look at the wingspan.
That's crazy. The New Hampshire.
Learn about. Alrighty then. Dude, that's so dope. Are they still flying by at all or no?
No, they took a break to let some other planes come in for the land. It's still there's I don't know how many thousands of airplanes there are here, but during certain parts of the day they're allowed to come and go, and they find their parking spots, and they land 3 at a time on a runway. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen in your life.
That's crazy.
Oh, here comes one of my favorite planes. It's just the old time something, I don't know what it's called. I got to find my brother-in-law.
That's cool.
But if you've got if you've got 50 million, there's plenty of private jets here for sale.
Maybe. Actually,
listen, guys.
Even if when I have that amount of money, I still wouldn't, because I couldn't justify it. Because how many foster kids, how many children, like, right, that you could put that money towards? How many people out there? So I just, even if I had the money, I just couldn't do it, dude. I just couldn't. I just couldn't justify it. You know, like catch a flight. You know, like I remember a friend of mine. He literally, his mother died, right? He called and he was on a flight that night to Cali, and or she didn't die, but she got sick and she almost died, but it was like a couple hours, you know, like literally it was just a couple hours. He had to fly into LaGuardia, or he had to drive into LaGuardia, and then from there caught a regular plane over to California. Now it cost him an arm and a leg, but he did it, right? So like I can't. They're talking a couple hours, you know, me having my private jet. Go ahead.
Warren Buffett famously said that owning a private plane was indefensible. He said it was such a ridiculous, there's perfectly good jets flying all over to take you wherever you want.
Yeah.
And then he rode with Bill Gates, who also famously detested private planes at the beginning. And then because of security, he had to get one.
Got it. Yeah.
And he rode with Bill, and Bill just picked him up at like the neighborhood strip near his house, near Warren's house. And then they just went off. And so Warren famously said, he said, I used to call private jets indefensible. He said, now they're indispensable.
Shut up. Are you for real?
Yeah.
Warren, dude, he got bought out. I don't know. I just still can't. I just think about the just, I think about more about stomachs and kids and or that could
well,
actually
you got to think about it. It's one thing if you just use it to go get all hammered drunk with your friends and play golf and blow the money. It's different if you use it for your foundation and you're earning more money, you're raising more money, you're doing that, There's all kinds of ways to spin the private jet thing. I've flown on them a couple of times, and the company I used to work for had one, and it was a small one, and we had a bunch of people going to a trade show. We could all take it, and it was awesome. Anyway, I got to find the lunch place here. I'll be back on in just a minute.
Alrighty. All right, guys, let's finish up the news here real quick. So ETH this weekend surpassed 450 billion, not million, $1 billion market cap. It got up and going. So yeah, let's go. You can check out Watcher. What was it? Donald Trump. Powell, the worst Federal Reserve. Man, Trump is not letting up on Jerome Powell. He just is constantly battling him. It just kind of, The other one I wanted to bring up as well is the next one is going to be Dojo. We saw Doge break through this area here. Nice little break, popped it like it's hot. And this thing, look at it. It's still sending here. So nice of us getting in at that 13 cents, about to double up over here. So nice little pump over this weekend. Again, I've already talked about this multiple times. We've got this area up here that we're going to be running into. But after this area right here, there's nothing. It's the top. It's the 76 and the 76 cent area here. And so this is where I think we're headed. I think, again, I talked about at the beginning of the year, I see a potential $2 Dogecoin, and seeing this thing get up and going would be really cool. Now, again, if this thing really catches wings, right, and we see it, that resistant level here that I bring up here could easily get blown through. So don't try to catch a falling knife, right? Let this thing just push, right? Let this thing go. And if we pull back, we pull back. But I think this is going to keep going, and we're going to see it get up to that 40 cent area. And so I expect that. Now, what was really interesting is to watch AVAX. AVAX pulled back much further than what I was expecting. But again, AVAX is another one that I expect to see catch some wings as well. That $41 area is not going to act as much should not act as much resistance, as well as that 58 to 69 area here, because we've already traded in this range already twice. So again, I think we'll hit this up at that $41 mark and then pull back, and then probably push back up, pull back, and to see this thing continue higher. We talked about the highs here. Now, our area that I was talking about was a potential $440 AVAX here. And so us sitting at 25, I believe, is a very deep discounted area. But the biggest key thing when you look at AVAX here is this, and it's really important to understand. It's got to blow through that 200 period and 400 period moving average. We saw over the weekend that it did just kind of crush that 200. And the reason why you're like, Pedro, does that matter? Because this is higher time frame SMAs here. Okay. And so this is the one that's kind of holding it, which is the 8-period moving average on the monthly. Now, if we can at least stay above this area, if not get up to even higher, like I talked about, that 41 cent, 31 cent area, that's going to be the biggest, what's the word I want to use? It's going to be the being above that 8-period moving average on AVAX is going to make it the initiating point, right? Where we really start to get up and go. And so that's what we want to sit there and see. And so you can see here, it put in some decent amount of buyer wicks at these lower levels. I was expecting to go a little bit further down, but these are okay. They're not bad, right? And so it could act as a good support area. And more importantly, like when you look at that 6-month area here, excuse me, 6-month. Come on, there you go. It's already above that 8 period. So if this thing already gets going, I'd expected to see it catch wings. So I just want to see it keep moving forward. That's really it. The only real resistance level is sitting at that 26 area, simply because the 400-day period movement. But after that, after the 26, it's a straight shot to 39 to 41. And then like I talked about, we'll pull back and then we'll push back up into this higher level, and then we'll pull back off of this level and then push back right up to those all-time highs, which is sitting at that 119 area to the 109. So AVAX is potentially getting going here. On a news source, President Trump posts this weekend the greatest Bitcoin explanation of all time. And it was basically that one guy, I forget the guy's name. He was actually a really good job. We'll play it tomorrow when I have it all loaded up. Also, total NFT market cap surpasses 6 billion. So I talked about, I'm not, like, I know Tom is poo-pooed on the idea of, you do, he does. But the most important thing, though, is I don't think NFTs are dead. I think there's going to be a lot more new, what's the word I want to use? Development and research as it gets going. A lot of these corporate entities are definitely going to adopt this. And this is going to be, a lot of money is going to be generated for NFTs. We already know about DNFTs, as it basically does not lose its, it won't lose the non-fungible tokenization of it, but you can change some of the aspects behind it. And so this is where I think there's going to be a lot of innovations going to come from NFTs. But the best thing behind it, though, is if you got NFTs, listen, when the tide starts to rise, not all NFTs, but all boats get lifted. And so I think that's exactly what we're going to see with NFTs. So I've got quite a few of them, and I'm already starting to see a pickup in sales on my floor base on many of these ones. So I'm like, let's go. And if any of you guys bought Loaded Lions over on Crow, you guys are doing really happy. I mean, you were able to pick up some of those for $20, $30, and some of them were like stupid money. So if you guys were able to get a part of that, congratulations. And that it was $20 back in 2020, 2021 or 2022, 2023 when they came out with them. So again, I'm always looking for big communities that back these, right? And so when you see the sell-off, the communities are still there. The communities are still rallying behind the idea. How can I sell? Because if I'm an institution and I'm buying this community is going to, I can sell my NFT to them, or as many NFTs as I can, to offload to that community. So really funny as we move forward here. But there you go. So let's go NFTs. I do expect it to start to go. Binance founder CZ says you can just hold, which is true. Like at this moment, it just goes. Like we all know, it just goes. It's just sit back and go. We just enjoy the fruit of our labor. There you go. and let it rally, right? Let it go. Be Elsa. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold on to it anymore. Anyways, okay, enough with my crazy. We're in this altcoin season. Let's go. Also, Solana. Solana had a huge pickup today. I was expecting us to see a nice little pullback here, and it didn't. It literally popped up a little and then just pushed. And what was interesting as I was looking at this morning, I sat there and I said, man, this thing is not going to pull back. Like, it was literally like this morning it was coming through and I was expecting at least for it to pull back. It didn't. Like, look at the volume. Look at the increase in volume. Like, this thing was like, nah, get off me, dog. Get off me. Let me run. That's exactly what we saw. This thing just got up and go. So again, whenever this stuff starts to happen, and do not try to catch the falling knife. Do not try to stop a train if it's in full steam. You go along with it. This is when I say if a market is going up, we go up. We go long. Like you switch, right? And the most important thing here is this: when it hits a liquidity pool, we don't want to. Now that we're really starting to get going in on the altcoin season, you will see I will not hit a supply unit area as a liquidity pool. I will always look for demand liquidities, right? So when we have a pullback, if we're in an uptrend, that pullback will then secure your position to continue up. And so we'll definitely be looking more as the market goes up. Thomas, you are there, my friend.
Yes, and Pedro, we're going to have to come to the end of the show here.
Yes, right.
Been on for a while, and I just ran into Caitlyn Jenner.
Are you serious?
Bruce Jenner himself, otherwise known as Caitlyn Jenner, just in the lunchroom here. It's a VIP room that we have special tickets to from a plane manufacturer, and it's Caitlyn. You're like, hey, that's Bruce Jenner. No, that's Caitlyn Jenner. No, that's Bruce Jenner. That's Caitlyn Jenner.
Did you meet them?
I just stood there. She and he is a big person.
Yeah.
I've seen Bruce in person before at Wrigley Field, and he was big then, and he's the same size now, but he's Caitlyn.
Well, if you could, like I said, I really don't care. Go over there, introduce yourself to him, and say, hey, I've got a small show. If you could shout us out, that would be dope.
I don't think that's going to happen, Pedro.
You never know. What's the worst thing they're going to do? Ask you to leave? Say no? I mean, I might not agree with it, with them lifestyles, but for me, I look at it like,
they don't go anywhere near the cryptocurrency stuff anymore after they got sued for $1 trillion.
Oh, yeah. I forgot the Kardashians.
Right.
Yeah, they did get.
Right.
Yeah. We'll just say
all right, Pedro.
Network.
I
gotta go.
Recharge. My phone's about dead. Gots to go, but thank you for holding down the show.
Definitely. Guys, come tomorrow. We're gonna be doing the
time. I'll be at the air show once again. Pedro, are you gonna have guests tomorrow?
Yes, we are. We're gonna have Brian with Coin Launch Lounge. Actually, I think he sold it, so he's got a couple other things that are gonna be going, but it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, he's with
WinSwap, as well as a few other stuff that he literally developed. One of the leading AI generating device or tech that literally just, the whole entire thing was like, you type it in, it would have the voice, and would actually create like the video for it.
Yep.
That was him and Osha. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll be talking about charts, and Brian is a trader, so it'll be fun time. So looking forward to it.
All right, Pedro, thanks for everything today. Really appreciate it. Everyone on Rumble, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Remember, you don't have to join Rumble and pay them to be able to like and subscribe. All you do is say sign up for an account. You can use your Google account. You can use your Facebook account. And make sure you hit that like, share button, all those great things. Everyone, as usual, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, the man in the box here. I don't know which way you are on your screen. Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst. Thank you so much for Pedro. It's going to take me a second to end this, Pedro, but I will talk to you later.
All right. Talk to you soon, brother. Oh.